Hey everybody, John here. So let's talk about the actual interview process for a minute with regards to work camping. So here's what I've run into, and this seems to be sort of typical. Uh, any corporation or state or federal organization is most likely going to have a set of predefined questions that have come down from their HR department, and that's to provide uh, that's so that they can cover their butts legally, right? I'm sure there's going to be stuff that they would want to ask you, but they can't. Now, in those situations, you are going to get some weird questions because let's face it, as a work camper, you're looking to live in your RV on site and maybe cut grass or trim bushes or something like that. And you need to be prepared for the weird questions. And you may want to look up what kind of questions you would get at a regular business interview in case you forget. But it'll be things like, tell us about a project that you initiated and how you were able to get others involved and what you learned about what you need to do later. Or tell us three things you do to motivate coworkers into participating in stuff on your team. This kind of, if you're not expecting it and you're trying to, do the work camping interview thing, it's going to come out of the blue. And so that's the big corporate thing. Now, the mom and pop stuff, and we ran into that at the KOA and a couple of other jobs that we applied to subsequent to that. That's going to be more like what you're going to be expecting in a typical work camping kind of job interview. And that's going to be like, uh, tell me what kind of tractor you've used, if any at all. Have you ever used a ride around or a zero turn lawnmower? And if so, what brand? And are you worried about, what are your concerns about doing that and stuff like that? Uh, that's an opportunity for you to shine. If you're doing the mom and pop interview, it's an opportunity for you to shine with what your skills are and or hold back on some of your skills. And by that I mean, if you are not comfortable uh, doing electrical work on a mom and pop site, do not mention it. Because the larger companies and corporations and state organizations and all that will have somebody on staff or retainer who will handle the electrical stuff, who will handle the plumbing stuff. But you pitch yourself to a mom and pop, and they're gonna look at you as well. We can bring that guy in, and he will rewire all of our pedestals if you want, or he'll do all the plumbing for us. And this may be something that you're comfortable with, or this may be something that you are not comfortable with. And if that's the case, do not state that that you know that, or maybe you want to say that it's an experience that you've had in the past, and it's been a while since you've done it, and you're not comfortable doing it. Now, why is this important? And I'll tell you, I ran into this once, and I've done electrical work when we owned our mobile home park. I've done a lot of electrical work, and I'm relatively comfortable doing electrical work. And there was a day at the KOA in Wisconsin when somebody's pedestal had, I guess the breaker had sort of fused. I don't know if they overdrew or why it didn't trip or whatever, but when I showed up, the breaker it was charred and dead. And so my job was to replace the breaker, and I think maybe a length of line going from the breaker up to the outlet or something. But the boss wanted me to do it in the pouring rain, and he wanted me to do it while the circuit was hot because he didn't want to take down that side of the park. And I was not into it, so it was a problem. So it'll be something like that because the mom and pop person wants to get it done now, and you've shopped your skills out there as something that you can do, and you need to somehow convey to them that that is a safety issue that you are not necessarily comfortable with. And, maybe that's an issue and maybe it's not. Anyway, there you go. We're just about done. If you've got any questions, leave them down below. Any comments as well. Do me a favor, subscribe, and we'll talk to you later. John out.